Hello and welcome to Coffee Chats with Hannah. I'm Hannah, your host, and today we're going to be meal prepping. We're going to be talking beauty care stuff, just whatever is on my mind, home, interior design things. We're just chatting. You're my friend. We're chit-chatting. Let me get my coffee. Starting off, let's make my black beans for breakfast. It's a very simple recipe. Perhaps I'll link it if I find it, but it really doesn't take much. Put some oil in a pan, cook up some garlic, throw in some black bean seasoning, mash. I only realized like a couple years ago that you should really rinse your canned beans. Canned beans used to like really hurt my stomach and make me gassy and stuff. We're just getting right into it. But once I started rinsing them, they do not do that anymore. So we got our beans ready. I'll set those to the side. I've actually got this on pretty low. I watched a video from some guy who's basically a home chef, and he claims that if you're not going to use fresh garlic, the best thing you can do is use garlic powder for that authentic garlic taste. He says this is basically just pickled garlic, but honestly I'm fine with that, and I want my little pieces of garlic in here, and I'll also use garlic powder, and I'm using this up, so whatever. Don't want to burn this, so that's why I went ahead and rinsed my beans beforehand. They're ready to go, ready to be added at any moment. Oh, and you're gonna add broth. So cook garlic, add beans, add broth. Ooh, let's play around with the tracker thing so you can like follow me around the room. Okay, I recently moved all of my like random kitchen thingies to this drawer instead of this cabinet that is up here that it was always frustrating. Like, here, can you see the... It was very frustrating. This feels dangerous because I'm 5'4", and so having to get on my tippy toes or get a ladder to grab something is it's just annoying. I'm just like, this is my house, okay? And I'm short and I should be able to reach everything, and nothing should be above this height. Okay, garlic's looking good. Look at that. It's a little toasty and brown. We've even got some stickage here on the pan. We're gonna go ahead and add our water. Not with my face right there. Okay. Whee! Scrape, scrape, scrape. Get that flavor. Add your beans. I added a splash of water or broth. You can just keep adding. Don't do too much, you know, but don't do too little. It's whatever you want. Last time my beans were a little dry, so I think I am going to try to make them a little runnier so that as leftovers, they are better. I don't know, whatever. More hydrated, not dry and dusty. I'm using the Better Than Bouillon paste. That's why I added regular water. Okay, anyways, more interesting things. Oh, but I'm very happy that I did move so many things down there. My measuring cups, funnels. Here's the beans. Yeah, and so now we're just gonna kind of push that around, get it boiling again, get it warm, and mash it. And we're gonna need more water than that, I know for sure. Oh yeah, and add seasonings. What did we do? Okay, garlic, like I said. Garlic powder. Good thing we have a backup. Boom. But guys, I was messing with this DJI, so like it's following me because I'm using this DJI stick thing that I believe mi madre got me for Christmas. Thank you, Mom. I should double check that because what if it was Dad? Anyways, one of my parents, thank you very much. And this is the first time I've finally used like the cool follow me thing with it. But anyways, you have like the DJI app that you use with it, and it automatically turns on a little auto filter. Because I turned it on at first and I was like, I know I'm not that cute. And my eyes were so big, my little chin was so chiseled, and yeah, I sure enough found it and was like, yeah, give me my regular chin back. But you can see why people would post with a filter. for sure. Like, they make it so easy. First of all, it's right there. It's already default. You have to go find how to turn it off. Also added onion powder, black pepper, and I was cute. Okay, I looked good with a filter for sure, but it's just not cool. That's not right. And it's like, oh wow, you're already, had I left that on, I'd start feeling ugly as myself and not filtered. And so it's like, yeah, freaking of course young people are having these identity crisis. First, come down, see these beans. Okay, we've got some water in there. We've seasoned them up. Oh, we need to put paprika. Excuse me, you'll have to move for this one. That's cayenne. Paprika, where are you? I think we do put cumin in this one. There you are. A paprika, and throw some cumin in there. So I started making these beans because I'm from Monroe, Louisiana, and there they have, well, actually technically in West Monroe, Louisiana, which they'll tell you is the best Monroe, but it's not. They have a place called Latin Food, and it's a little Honduran restaurant, and they have the best breakfast. And while this is certainly not going to come close to their breakfast, it's the vibe, okay? It's the same type of deal. And black beans, you know, beans are good with the protein and fiber and stuff. And I just thought, like, that was a healthy breakfast. It would be like the mashed black beans, fried eggs, corn tortillas, and I think like steak or something, and like different fun salsas and crema and all this stuff. But we're just doing the black beans, corn tortillas, fried eggs. It is very yummy, healthy, easy, leaves me feeling good. Not too heavy. I've really enjoyed it. Bubbling. We're gonna warm up some corn tortillas, fry up a couple of eggs. What were we talking about? Beans, breakfast. Oh, you know what else they had at that Honduran restaurant was the best coffee. The way they would make the lattes, I'm pretty sure I learned it one time when I worked at this coffee shop, but you take a shot of espresso and sugar in your mug. You just wet the sugar with the espresso, whip that up, and kind of make a little frothy mixture. And somehow this makes all the difference. The very best, absolutely delicious lattes doing that. Anytime I go back home, I have to go to that place. So you should check it out and mash these beans up. You don't want to see beans in your beans. Oh, I've already gone to Walmart today because I had a bun in my hair and then I let it down and I did these cute little clippies and I was like, I gotta go somewhere if my hair's gonna be cute. Went to Walmart and got some things for the business, which the business is doing great. I did hire another person, I think in June. She's lovely. Great energy, great attitude, and like takes initiative and stuff. Really like her. Having a good time. Hope to keep her around. And we've set a new record for monthly revenue. Here's our beans. Nice and mushy. They were even more mush to the other place. You could use like an immersion blender. You could keep cooking them. Tortillas. Do you keep your tortillas in the fridge? Comment down below. I don't. To me, the fridge is like prime real estate, sacred space. What am I saying? Basically, it's like, hey, the pantry can be anything in my house. You know, the fridge is just these few square feet. And I've just not had any issues with keeping tortillas out of the fridge. I've heard people put bread in the freezer. Limited space. That's what I mean. Fridge is limited space. Pantry is your entire house. Here we have a couple of corn tortillas. They're warming on a hot, pan. And when they get hot enough, I will flip the stack over. Let's get out the eggs. Where are the eggs? Oh, they're right there. Found them. Oh yeah, apologies. I've got to be better at making eye contact with you. You're just so hard to see. I'm flipping them over. You see? Okay. So we're going to flip the whole two over. And then this guy, he's already warm, right? So flip him over. Now his little belly's going to get to be warm on the next flip. You know what's funny? For the longest time, Devin and I had our little argument about whether or not dirty dishes can be left in the sink. For me, I was like, there are 2 sinks. I want counter space. So dirty dishes will be left in one side of the sink. To him, it was always like, what if I need to use that side of the sink? I'm filling up a pot here. I want to be able to use this, or something is thawing in this side. Dirty dishes are over here. How am I going to use the sink? Anyways, eventually I relented and I said, fine, we will keep it on the countertop. So funny. I'm perfectly happy with it because it does keep the sink cleaner and less smelly. Also, I've not had an issue with like, I don't have counter space. And if I do have that issue, it's time to empty out the dishwasher and put dirty dishes in the dishwasher. You know what I mean? It kind of just pushes you to like, do the dishes, girl. Ooh, also so fun. So I'm actually transitioning my business into something a little different, very much related, similar, and working on someone with a brand and new logo and a whole new name and website, everything. And it's so fun. And I'm so glad I finally am just spending the money on letting the professionals do this. Everything she sent me so far looks amazing. I'm so excited. It makes me really excited for it to be my business. I'm like, oh my God, can you believe this is mine? Ah! Okay, tortillas are almost done. And then I'll fry up these eggs. Oh, so what did I get at the store? You know, cleaning supplies and also a new step ladder. Let me about this step ladder. This was our old step ladder. It is a Rubbermaid, I don't know, 3-step ladder. Here's what's crazy. You see this handle? You would think that is rubber. I mean, it's Rubbermaid, right? No, it's hard plastic with all of these ridges, and it's actually quite painful to hold. It would be less painful had they just not put the plastic there. Also, it's really freaking heavy. Like, not something for sure that I would ever want to use in my business. Like, imagine bringing it in and out of the truck and houses and all that. No, not going to happen. So I have a different one from Costco that of course they do not sell anymore. This one is so heavy that I just don't pick it up. I don't go grab it and use it because it's just heavy. I don't want to use it, and it keeps me from like doing things high up. The final straw. The other day I was using that white chair back there, right back there, instead of this guy. And I've never had a problem. And then Devin sees me and he's like, oh my gosh, babe, you're gonna hurt yourself. I'm like, no, I'm fine. And sure enough, he jinxed me. I fall, I get the back of the chair straight up the butt. It hurts so bad. My tailbone has hurt so bad for the past few days. So after that, I was like, that step ladder, even though it's not the reason I fell, but it is because I wasn't using it because I hate it. I'm getting a new step ladder. So this one I'm gonna sell in our garage sale this fall. Ooh, foreshadowing, you don't even know about that yet. Okay, so first, before we get into it, here's my new step ladder. Very lightweight. Woo, woo, don't hit the fan. This is actually rubber and comfy, okay? Yeah, those are really, that's all I needed, was something I would actually bother, chair, going and grabbing and picking up and using. I don't think I'll use it for the business because it's got these, the locking mechanism are these little plastic clips. Not sturdy enough for me to be chucking into the back of the truck and everything. I'm afraid those would break, and they seem kind of important. Not that anyone cared about that. But if you're in the market for a step ladder, think about these things. Oh, nice and toasty. What was I talking about? Step ladder. Ooh, that's hot. Walmart. Oh, garage sale this fall. Devin and I have decided, yes, it is time we can start spending some more money on just the aesthetics of the home. Gosh, where do I even start with this? July 4th, we actually went to Phoenix, Arizona, visited his family, and one of my friends was actually there for work for like a month. Went and stayed with her at their Airbnb. Oh, the boys want some eggs. Okay. Okay. Yes, good boys. And I was in love with this Airbnb. I took footage. I will show you. I don't know what was so enchanting about this place to me. What I did realize was like, this place is consistent. It is cohesive. Every curtain is the same curtain. You know, there's two metals. It's either black or gold. And even in that, it's like all the doorknobs are the same. I freaking fell in love with this couch, which of course they don't sell anymore. Yeah. Which is fine actually, because I've decided how I want the living room. It wouldn't work. But I left that place realizing like, okay, I'm totally in love with this place. I would move in right now. Is it technically like my style, like what you see on Pinterest? Not necessarily. It's a little too modern for my taste, or at least what I call modern. It might be technically contemporary or something. I loved how clean it was, and I get it. It's an Airbnb. Of course, it's not going to have a bunch of stuff around, but I was like, okay, girl, take note. Cohesive, consistent. That alone makes it feel so peaceful and just put together and high end, and it was so nice. So I came home thinking, how are we going to make this place cohesive, consistent, whatever. I knew for the longest I want to paint all of the doors and trim here. So I thought, okay, that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to paint all of that white, and then from there we can figure out what the walls will be, and it will all be the same color, or perhaps like one color but different shades of it. I was ready to do that. I also thought, oh, window treatments, that'll be next, like paint and then window treatments. Well, we get back from Phoenix and our cat had like actually broken the shade to the back door. So I was like, okay, we'll start early on the window treatments. I will go ahead and buy a window treatment that I know will look the way I want. Then actually a little, like only a week ago, I thought, you know what? In this house, the one thing that is already consistent and cohesive is the trim. And I was actually playing around with ChatGPT and took a picture of the living room, told it like, hey, paint all the trim white. And sure enough, I was like, where did all the life go? Like, I don't even like that. Would I like it? Sure, I think so. But I just realized like, you know what? This is actually way too much work, or like, it's just unnecessary. We have eggs, we have corn tortillas. I'm about to put some black beans in those corn tortillas. I pumped the brakes and thought, okay, hold on. I realized this would be such a huge project. Also, on my Pinterest board, I definitely do have like some warmer wood tones. Usually it's in a piece of furniture, not the trim. For sure. On my Pinterest board, consistently, it is all white trim. Absolutely, that is the dream. That is what I want one day, for sure. That's my style. There's no lying about it. But I started to think, okay, there's only a limited amount of money. And very much like that Airbnb, where does it look like my Pinterest board? No. But would I gladly move into that place today? Absolutely. So basically you cut up your egg, and you make a little taco. So I started thinking, okay, how can I make this space very much something I like for as little money as possible and as little work as possible? Because let's be honest, I'm busy and I prefer not to do things. So because of that, my design vision for the space has definitely changed, but it doesn't have to change too much. And I do think I'm still going to paint the kitchen cabinets because they are old, they're cheap. It's not going to be the end of the world. But once I paint the wood trim in this house, there's no going back, you know? Whereas the kitchen cabinets, they could be replaced anyways. It's fine. I'm going to eat breakfast and we'll get into what the plan is there. Bomb. Right now, it's very TV focused, obviously, and it like splits up the rooms, having the couch here. Whenever people come over and I'm like working in the kitchen, chatting, they never sit down on the couch and get comfy because they would then be facing away from me. I want to get a new couch eventually down the line, not this year. It'll either go on this wall, but probably not, because I'm thinking instead it'll go right here. Nice recliner for Devin here with a little side table, leaves that space in front of that door a lot more open, and then some type of coffee table. That's the vision now. I have gone back and forth on, do we make the metal black? Do we do gold or brass? I'm thinking black's the way to go for two reasons. One, it really does work with the space. Two, it is cheaper. Because it's so trendy, you really can find so many black doorknobs, faucets, curtain rods, whatever. But here's where I'm like, wait, I want gold. Because wouldn't gold look so good in here versus black? Like, you tell me. I think black would look fine. Like we kind of have it going on here. I think it would look fine. But gold would look so good in here, I think. So I don't know. So yeah, what do you think? There'd be a couch right here, maybe a cute sofa table, a couple lamps, and then big comfy chair back there. I want the space to be more conversational and open, and I need to be willing to give up it being so TV focused. Like if anything, if it means I don't watch TV as much, is that really the end of the world? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm just trying to come at it more as like okay, what's the fastest, cheapest way we can turn this whole house into a place that I love as much as that Airbnb. You know what I can really do right now to make my home more organized and peaceful and help it be cohesive is declutter. So that leads us to the garage sale this fall. That's the plan, is that all this summer I'm gathering things, stuffing them in this particular corner, and going to have a garage sale, because in the past I would just go donate things, and this time there's so much to get rid of that it really would be such a hassle to have to take it all off our property. And at some point too, I'm like, girl, this is money. You spent money on this. You could make money, even if it is $200 that day. That's better than just giving everything away. If it's valuable, you might as well try to sell it. And doing things piece by piece on Facebook Marketplace is a whole thing. You got to talk to all these people. Yeah. So I just want to do one big garage sale weekend, and by Sunday be saying like, hey, it's all free, because I would literally just donate it anyways. So please get it off my property. But in general, I'm just trying to keep that mindset of like, yeah, you know why that Airbnb looked so good? Part of it was because there was so little stuff. And that is a choice. For example, for the past few months now, weekly, I've been having a spa night where I shave my legs, shave my armpits, do something else. It's been really great because I've enjoyed it. I'm actually using all these beauty products that I bought. So there's a few other beauty routine things I'm considering adding to my life. One of those being self-tanner. I was considering getting a tanning foam because there really isn't a gradual self-tanner or a clear self-tanner for all of skin tones, because at the end of the day, what's happening with those is a chemical reaction between like your skin and DHA or something. It's a chemical reaction that makes that color orange. Whereas if it is a foam that is like dark going on, you know, those can be made nicer for olive skin tones because they have dyes in them that kind of like overlap and counteract that orange color. So that was a really good point, and I was like, dang. So I was thinking of getting the foam. Well, if I get the foam, now I need to get the mitt and the little brush. I found exactly what I would buy, but eventually I was like, girl, this is a lot of money and time and effort that you would be putting into, and that is 3 more things you have to store underneath your bathroom counter, all because you refuse to believe that your skin is beautiful the way it is. You know, if I'm willing to spend that time to put self-tanner on, then I should be willing to spend the time to like give Butterdog a bath instead. I already have the products for that. It would make me happy. It would make my house cleaner. It would make it smell nicer here. I think that's all the chattiness I really need to be chatting today. I hope you're doing well. Chat with me down below in the comments. Thanks. I will see you next time.